Have you ever wanted a twin brother or sister? Well, I do. Well, this is what we discovered for cloning. Cloning was successful in the University of Massachusetts, and cloning has been used for donations of organs, eliminating transplantation lists. So basically, cloning can sometimes help you take those good cells that you have inside of you, and if you want to clone somebody that's been dead that you miss so much, you can clone them too, and you can live another life with them, and you can be with them now. You don't have to be crying every single day for them. And wouldn't you want your idol to be still alive? Like, I would want Michael Jackson to be alive. He's my idol. Okay, so this is the second part for cloning. Cloning could also produce a reservoir of spare parts, which means fertilized ovums could be cloned into multiple zygotes. This means that one could be implanted in the woman and allowed to develop into a normal baby. The other zygotes could be frozen for future use.
Hi, I'm Eli Modi and I'm calling on cloning. Do you want Hitler back as a clone? I don't. 30% of clones born alive are affected by large offspring syndrome. Large offspring syndrome is they're born larger than what they are used to be born with. So, for example, a rat that is born small, it will be grown more bigger. Now, our clones will look identical due to the environment that they are born to. In nature, clones occur naturally. Bacteria produce on their own to make an identical copy of themselves, so they produce asexually. A person who places in a woman human embryo which has been created otherwise than by fertilization is guilty of outbreak. This is a quote by Human Reproductive Cloning Act. These are some pictures of condom cloning. This is a propaganda picture on stopping cloning. This is a sheep that was cloned and died 6 years later, and that's the half-life of a sheep. The sheep's name was Dolly. This was a gar that was also cloned. It dies 2 days later. And this is a picture of a method of cloning, and I think it's a bad process because a sheep's embryo is way different from a human's embryo, so that would cause many difficulties in the lab where scientists do cloning. Cloning will also cause racism. People will not know the difference between clones and actual real humans. And if they do, they'll be segregated. They'll have less rights than us. They'll become slaves. They'll have to listen to us, humans, and we'll become lazy. It'll cause many economic problems. And later on, when the clones might revolt against us and might kill us humans. So.
Hello, I'm Anna, and I'm going to be talking about the pros of cloning. And I'm going to be using this poster in my right for information. But before I begin, I believe that cloning is something that could be very useful for us humans, and we should take advantage that we have it because it could really make a difference. So I'm gonna start. And some pros of cloning are that it could solve the problem for infertile couples, or if one parent has a genetic disease. For example, if a couple wants to have a baby and they can have one, because either the male or the female can have one, cloning could help them because they could make a copy, and with that copy they could have their child they want and they could be happy. Parents who have lost a child could have a baby. Homosexual couples can have a baby. Humans may be cloned for organ donations. Research for genetics. Eliminating viral epidemics such as HIV. So cloning could help this with HIV because, they could make a copy, like I said before. They could make a copy, and that copy could be very useful for them because it could help them in a way with the HIV. Also, endangered species could be saved. for example, if we have this population of birds and the population is dying, we could clone the birds. We could actually make a copy of them and make more birds out of them, so the population won't die. And cloning it is legalized. And also, people could be saved from a heart attack. So that's why I believe cloning is very important, because it could help someone from dying, like a person from having a heart attack. And those are my reasons why I believe that cloning is important, and that's why I'm pro.
Hello, I am Nicholas Ibarra and I'm caught on cloning. More than 90% of cloning attempts fail. The only forms of life that have been cloned are animals. The cloned animals that do survive have compromised immune functions and have a higher risk of infection and tumors. All attempts to clone humans have failed, and all those who have claimed have cloned humans lack evidence. On average, a cloned animal lives about only half of its natural lifespan. So right here is a question asked by CNN saying, do you approve or disapprove of cloning that is designed specifically to result in the birth of a human being? 88% disapprove, 9% approve, and 3% have no opinion. Here is a pie chart describing the clone success rate. 10% are the clones that live, and the 90% are the ones that die. Here is a representation of all the animals that have been cloned. The majority of animals that have been cloned are mice and rats, while the rest are sheep, rabbits, pigs, other farm animals, non-human primates, hamsters, guinea pigs, dogs, cats, and all other covered species. Here is a picture of a normal rat and a rat that was cloned. As you can see, its tail looks as if it has its own joint. Okay, this is the second part for the cloning con. So cloning opens the door to bringing back the dead and a way to gain immortality. So, clone the dead means like if people had enough money, they can bring back like Hitler, or if Castro ever dies, they bring back Castro. And those who want to live, say like corporate CEOs want to live forever, they can technically do that if they have these series of clones that are exactly copies of themselves. Okay, a life of enslavement for clones that are used for medical purposes. So say if we're using clones to make organs, and that's good in a sense, but in a way that's not, because the clones will be subjected to being dissected for their stomachs, their kidneys, their hearts, and sometimes even brain. If we have cloning, we're going to have brain transplants. Also, clones will be subject to military uses and scientific experiments. So since now it's illegal for humans to be experimented on, but being clones is you can just make your own human-like thing and experiment on it.